Let me throw out an idea that we talked about at our, we had a scheduling meeting, 4 people attended, 2 from Hornby, 2 from Denman, and we were kicking around this issue after we finished talking about scheduling. And one of the suggestions that we came up with, and I think most if not all of us thought it might be workable, was that if we had lanes, there are 6 lanes as you said, if we kept lane 5 and 6 as reserve lanes for traffic on the 8 a.m. ferry, 7 days a week, lane 5 and 6 are reserved. Now, it does exactly the same thing as reserving lane 1 and 2, except, and with all due respect, for the Denman people, it has a, I believe, and for me actually, it has a psychological effect of saying, oh, when I go down the hill, I don't have to go over to 3 or 4, I can just go in 1, 2, 3, or 4 when I get there, and I feel pretty good about that. I haven't have to adjust my thinking. When the Hardy people arrive, and they usually will arrive later than a lot of the Denman people, they'll slip into lane 5 and 6 very nicely, and nobody's going to be upset. Hope, hope. Nobody's going to get too out of, their psyche not going to be rearranged too much. And we think, at least the 4 of us, when we talked about this, thought this could work. There probably will still be issues, but I don't think they would be as bad as if I drove down the hill and saw, oh, I can't go in lane 1, I can't go in lane 2, I have to go to 3, 4, or whatever. So,
yeah, I think that's generally where we were thinking that the last one was 5 and 6 would make sense.
Yeah, 2 lanes, not necessarily 15 cars, it might be 17 cars, it might be 14, but 2 lanes.
Yeah, let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this does have to be self-regulating, Jeff, we know that. And we also know, as Hornby travelers, it's not going to be perfect, but it's the same, quite honestly, it is the same with the Hornby lane at Buckley Bay. We occasionally get Denman traffic in that lane. Nobody gets excited, nobody goes over and starts arguing with the person, and we accept that it's not going to be perfect, but it is a huge stride forward for our travelers.
And on the labor issue, if I may, on the Hornby side, to make sure of where does it stop, right? How will people know? Because I think you guys brought it up, if they drive down the hill and then they got to turn around because there's no room in those 2 lanes. So one of the thought was just a simple, I think you have that on Cortes Quadra, perhaps I haven't been there, but just a little ticket on Hornby that gives given to the first number of cars, either when they're loaded on the ferry or as they load on the ferry. I think it would be easy to do. I think the culture of Hornby would adapt very quickly to know that if you don't have a ticket, you're parking up the hill.
So that's 2 different protocols, because that's what we do on Cortez.
Yeah.
We hand out cards, and we have a terminal attendant to examine those cards and make sure it's today's date and color and code word, right? I mean, it's an option, but I think that's different from just dedicating 2 lanes and having an agreement that
That's up to you. Whatever in your experience works better. We were just brainstorming without having that experience elsewhere.
Because then it's also handing out the cards, administering the cards. Al's smiling because we did a lot of fun with that.
That's not, handing the cards out isn't the issue. It's just, to Jeff's point, it's just amazing the steps that people will go through.
Fair enough.
But the other side of it is the purpose for the cards, and this could be stated right on your card, isn't to reserve a space at Denman West. It's merely to inform the Hornby travelers that they can get into lanes 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go down the hill and turn around and come back.
Well,
That would be the sole purpose.
Just training and communicating.
Sorry.
Training people how it works, communicating it will be a big piece, and that may fit in nicely.
Yeah.
I think you're going to find where we're going to have to really, we're not going to struggle because it works on the other routes, but the communication between vessels, because the key is the Hornby ferry calling the Denman ferry saying, you have 10 coming, right? So that they know that there's going to be 10 coming, and when they see 15 in a row, they know there's something different.
Okay, good.
Who's going to see the 15 in a row?
No, if the role would accommodate.
There's two lanes, right? So if they take a look and they see, right? I think you're gonna see, that's what I see as the confusing part is when Denman looks over and they start to back up the hill and they look and see 5 to 6 and the Hornby people are there, the tendency is gonna wanna be to, well, I'll just shuffle myself in here and get on the ferry just that couple of minutes through.
Yeah, but Al, just having the right signage, Hornby Reserve 8 AM, in huge letters over those two lanes. I mean, again, it won't be perfect, but nobody's gonna get excited and,
Okay, I'm excited about this, Rob, because I live on East Road. Cars go up, bad a hell on there. They pass me on Lake, go on Lake ahead of this Hornby ferry. I'm going 10 kilometers over the speed limit. They're going by me at 80, 90 kilometers. I don't like it. There's going to be a serious accident in this island. This is going to promote more problems, okay, more speeding. You could be the 12th car coming off the Hornby ferry and being the 18th car getting to the Denman ferry. Okay, that's going to cause a war. I think it's just it's going to be a big, huge mess, this whole thing. It's not going to work, Rob. I don't care what you say, it's not going to work. It really won't.
well, we're going to try, I guess we'll find out.
We could try it.
I'll tell you.
I don't want to be responsible for an accident occurring because of people speeding even more across Denman Island.
That's not an issue.
Well, it is. If there's an accident, there is an issue.
It's more likely to be an issue with the present system where nobody knows they're going to get on the ferry coming from Hornby.
I don't
I
think so.
think one way to address that, because the speeding issue is perennial on Denman for sure, and I've lived on that route. Well, I lived on the shortcut route, which is like the speeding route, and it is difficult, but I think having the clarity when people get on the ferry on Hornby, and people will know, and hopefully that will mitigate speeding, because you know you're going to get on, or you know that you might not. Well, those people who don't get a car don't know, but they know that speeding isn't really going to help them because those first 12 cars are
Who's
cars.
going to police the cars? You're not going to do it, are you?
Well, I mean, that's what we have to decide. My view is you assign 2 lanes and tell people these are the 2 lanes and that's where they go. Handing out cards is going to cause, well, I've got a green card, well, I've got a red card, yesterday it is a hassle, and I don't think it adds value to the process if we have 2 dedicated lanes for Hornby traffic.
Wouldn't it just be the first, I mean, we would have to figure out how many cars to do it this way. So let's say we say on average 14 cars fit into those lanes. Then you take the first 14 cars that get on the ferry. It's not complicated. They get a card, no one else gets a card. After a week or 2, everybody knows. Because the issue of if you don't know and the speeding is an issue, especially coming down the hill and speeding 8 a.m. We don't want people speeding down the hill and into the terminal. So then, otherwise you can have extra cars coming down the terminal because they don't know if they're in those lanes or not. And then they have to go back up and get into line and maybe miss a place in the line and be really grumpy about it.
Well, the other side of it too is that if those 2 lanes accommodate 14 cars, the people, I guarantee you, the people on Hornby will know whether or not they're the first 14 cars. That's what they will check.
And if
people speed ahead of them, they're going to be really pissed at those people, at the Hornby people who speeded when they get to the terminal. So I think it's going to be very self-regulating. I don't think you need to worry, personally, I don't think you need to worry about cards. I would just put it in place, let it sort itself out.
So we'll tee up the trial as soon as we get the terminal up and running and the cable ferry service. We'll announce it. We'll come to you guys for help on communicating.
Sure, we'll be glad to do that.
One thing that might work would be to have a loading procedure on Hornby Ferry that is clearly marked that these 15 cars are going, they go off first. And right now they may not be going.
We'll do that.
So if they come off first and somebody's passing them and they don't get on, it's going to be
I think that's subject to the mix of types of vehicles you get in as well.
You just have to know.
We already know.
But Hornby's basically first come, first served, so we're good. It's just a question of.
You can mark your deck on your ferry, that's it.
So, I have just a brief question. Do you see it as announcing, say, a 3-month trial, or do you want to just kind of see how it goes. I mean, I think there's value to announcing a certain period, and we're of course correct within that. But just so there's some guidance and we can communicate well to the community.
Yeah, and enough time so that we can sort it out and make it work smoothly.
And if there's a report that's not working, it's not working, and I think the FAC will need to pay attention on both islands as to how the trial's going.
I don't think it'd be a problem in the winter time, but once you get into the season,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a different ballgame. All these tourists.
And there's shutting in the summer season, so for us, the need may not be as strong.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, and we have to keep in mind too, nothing is perfect at the beginning. Nothing can be planned out with no chance of issue or anything at the beginning. You just do what's right and then you sort it out as best you can.
Remember that when we get to the cable fair.
Nothing's perfect?
At the beginning. At the beginning.
Okay, so I think we have our marching orders here, so I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
One more thing though, I would like, the education for the Denman traffic is important too, or Denman populace, because I really believe in the ability of people to get the first ferry. That allows us to be a bedroom community to Vancouver Island. So Hornby deserves the same thing. So we really have to educate the Denman populace that this is Hornby's only, to get this 8 o'clock ferry. It's a big deal for them. And we have, if we have, feelings for our own ability to get off the island early and get to work or appointments or whatever, or catch an airplane, we have to get that idea across to the Denman population. So they start using the 640 and the 720 and realize they have a huge advantage over the Hornby traffic.
So, it's remarkable.
Move on, just move on.
Move on now.